Welcome to the Healthpreneur podcast. My name is Yuri Elkaim, New York Times bestselling author, former professional athlete, and founder of Healthpreneur, the world's leading company helping health and fitness experts start and scale high-end coaching businesses. If you want to attract more clients, learn how to convert them without feeling salesy, and deliver an amazing program for them on the back end, if you want to be inspired by what others just like you have gone through and how you can do the same no matter what life throws your way, then you are in the right place, because every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to be bringing you the best to help you take your knowledge and expertise to the next level with your health or fitness coaching business. And if you enjoy what you see and hear and would like to take your business to the next level, then I invite you to check out our free online training over at healthpreneurgroup.com/training. And for now, let's get into today's episode. Hey, and welcome back to the show. Yuri here, pimping out the Healthpreneur shirt. Be great, do great, Healthpreneur. What is up, guys? In this episode, I'm going to share some interesting stuff with you about what we're doing on LinkedIn right now. LinkedIn, I'm going to be sharing actually 3 really big lessons I'm learning from advertising on LinkedIn. Now, before we jump into that, really big disclaimer. Don't do this, okay? Please don't do what I'm about to share with you, especially if you're one of our clients, okay? You guys obviously know what you're doing. Stay focused on Facebook. You're good. Okay, so the only reason that I'm playing around with LinkedIn is LinkedIn is a great platform for professionals. And as you know, all of our clients are professionals. They're coaches, experts, professionals in the health and wellness space. So we're like, you know what? Let's see if we can get in front of them with some really great messages and offers on LinkedIn. So as of this recording, we've been running ads now for just under 2 weeks. I think our total ad spend is about $1,400. And I want to share some really interesting insights from this experiment. The only reason that I'm playing around with LinkedIn is because we've had a lot of good success on Facebook. And we could stay on Facebook forever and it would still be everything we need, right? The Facebook is huge. There's 1 billion users on Facebook. And if you're watching this and you're in the health and wellness space, every single one of your clients that you want to get in front of, I don't care who you're targeting, is on Facebook. At the end of the day, you don't need 1 million clients. You might need like 100, 500, 1,000 to meet your goals for life. You can build you could build $100 million a year coaching business with 1,000 clients. You could. So you don't need tens of millions of clients. You would if you're selling a $20 ebook or a cheap supplement, okay? But we're talking about higher end coaching. So we typically find about a 500% ROI on our Facebook spend. So we spend $1, Facebook gives us $5. We're like, cool, thank you so much. We'll continue doing that all day long. That's why I don't invest in stocks. I don't invest in Bitcoin. Why would I? Why would I invest in things I have no control over? But you know what I do have control over? You know what you have control over? Your business. So I'm much more willing to spend money on Facebook for my business because I control the outcome to some degree of that process. So we've had a really good run on Facebook, and it's not like we're over. We're still running it. And I was on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago. And I don't even know how this came out. Like I was just kind of like, messing around through the menu and the tabs and stuff. And there was a tab that said something like advertise. And I was like, what? I can advertise on LinkedIn? I'm so used to just getting all my ad accounts shut down that I'm like, I don't even try anymore. But I saw this button. I'm like, hold on, I can advertise on LinkedIn. I'm going to click the button and see what happens. So then I got taken into this amazing, mysterious world known as the LinkedIn campaign manager or objective manager, whatever they call it. And I got really excited because I'm like, hold on, what you're telling me is I can take everything I've been doing on Facebook and try it on LinkedIn? Let's give it a go. So I spent a couple days learning. I'm not one of those guys to delegate and outsource right away. I like to learn enough to be dangerous and then hand it off so that I can intellectually have a conversation about, hey man, you have no clue what you're doing, or hey, great work, keep it going. So I like to understand the platform at least initially, okay? So I'm currently running the ads on LinkedIn. That's just the way I operate. I want to be good enough to be dangerous. So 3 important things that I recognized. First and foremost is LinkedIn is not for the beginner. Okay, do not use LinkedIn if you are trying to attract clients in the health and wellness space. You could down the road, but honestly, start with Facebook. The reason I say it's not for beginners is because it's a lot more expensive than Facebook. Now, it's a lot more expensive per click, per conversion, but some people talk about how even though it's more expensive for a click, the quality of those conversions or those clicks is actually greater than Facebook. That's yet to be seen. Well, I guess I'll keep you updated as we go over the next couple months with this. So we recommend starting on Facebook because Facebook allows the minimum ad spend per day on LinkedIn. I believe a minimum is $10 a day. I believe it is. But because the cost per conversion is so much higher, you might get 1 conversion per day, like 1 opt-in per day. You're not going to go anywhere quickly with that. So we usually start most of our campaigns at $25 to $50 a day. So I don't recommend that if you don't have a tested funnel. Like, don't even bother doing that. Start on Facebook, 5 to 10, maybe $20 a day. You'll get much lower cost per conversions, and you'll still get great quality leads and prospects from that. Okay. So the first thing is that LinkedIn is not for beginners. You have to have a proven pipeline. Our pipeline we've been running for 2 years now, very successfully with Facebook. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we'll try this out. If you just started yesterday on Facebook, do not go onto LinkedIn. I swear, do not do that, okay? Second thing is LinkedIn only allows 600 characters in the ad description itself. And that's very limiting, especially if you adopt our philosophy, which we call long ass copy, LAC. Our Facebook ads are very long. Like in some cases, they're more than 2,000 words or 2,000 characters, I should say. And that's very controversial in the advertising space because a lot of like gurus talk about just get the click, just get the click. I'm like, I don't want the click. I want the client. Okay. Do you want the click or do you want the client? In order to get the client, you have to filter them properly right in your Facebook ad. So we use a long, and if you've seen any of our ads, you know what I'm talking about, like long, story-based, compelling copy that really gets people excited or intrigued and then filters them out. This is not for you if this is for you if this. Don't even click on the link if you don't even meet this criteria. So we filter people the whole way. LinkedIn, you don't really have the luxury of doing that because you're limited to 600 characters. So what that means is you need to be very good with your words. Most people aren't. It takes a lot of work to cut down the length of your words. It's easier to write 10,000 words. It's harder to say the same thing in 10 words. And so LinkedIn really challenges you to get the most important message across in the most succinct fashion. So that's the second thing. And that's why Facebook is such a great place to start because it gives you the liberty to not have to be like an amazing copywriter to get very good results. Okay. And then the third thing is I would recommend if you're going to go onto LinkedIn, you need to be ready to lose money. Now, I know that sounds completely whack. You're like, Yuri, why would you recommend I lose money? I'm not recommending you lose money. I'm recommending you be prepared and okay with losing money. And this is actually the same on Facebook, okay? I recommend all of my clients, how much money are you willing to lose to get data? Because you can advertise $5 a day, and in 1 month, you'll have spent $150, right? It's gonna take you 1 month to get data. Or you could spend $150 per day and get that data 30 times faster. So you have to look in the mirror and say, how quickly do I want data and how much am I willing to give Facebook for that information? That's what you have to approach your advertising like a detective and like an investor. As a detective, all you're looking for is data. You're trying to look at, okay, which audience is working best, which ad creative is working best. Cool, this one's working, let's keep going with that. This one's not, let's shut it down. So you have to be that detective. From an investor standpoint, you have to think like, I'm gonna give Facebook $1,000 and I'm okay if I lose that. I'm okay. The most you can lose if you put a limit on your budget is $1,000 in this scenario. But what is the upside? What's the most you can make? The most you can make is infinite. Let's say, just watch how this plays out. Let's say you spend $1,000 on your Facebook ads. And from that $1,000 ad spend, you get 2 clients who enroll with you at $3,000 a pop. That's $6,000 revenue, $1,000 ad spend, you have $5,000 profit. Now you can put most of that money back into your ad spend and start to accelerate, or you can do whatever you want with it. Now, as you work with those clients, they get amazing results. And let's say you have another level program for ongoing support, maybe a higher level thing, and it's $10,000 for the year. And let's say one of those clients stays on with you. So now your initial $1,000 ad spend was $6,000 plus $10,000. So you've made $16,000 from a $1,000 ad spend. And that's just a fictitious example. So there's no ceiling because the lifetime value of those clients could be whatever you want it to be based on the offers you make over time. But the most you could lose is $1,000. So anyone who understands this would be like, okay, how much money am I comfortable losing? $500, $1,000, $10,000. Everyone is in a different situation. But I want you to think like an investor because when I go onto LinkedIn, so we actually, this morning before recording this, I set up a new ad and I said, you know what, let's try something. How quickly can we break our system? How quickly can we break our calendar? How quickly can I overwhelm my team? I said, I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. I'm going to start my ad from day one with a $250 ad spend. Now, I don't normally do that. I don't recommend doing that, and I'm just testing it out. Normally, I'll start off with like $20, $25 and then build it up from there. But this morning, I said, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a risk. What's the worst that can happen? I turn off the ad tomorrow. I've lost $250, but I probably got some leads in the process, right? So I'm at a point now where I want results quickly. I work with urgency and speed. And I could say $250 spent over 10 days or $250 spent over 1 day. What's the difference though? What is the difference? The difference is risk aversion. You spend, and this is why premium price coaching is so important. If you spend $250 in 1 day, and let's assume that the data is exactly the same. Let's just assume that it costs you $250 to get one person on the phone through this, your perfect client pipeline. So it could take you 1 day to get that, or it could take you 10 days to get that. Which would you rather have? Most people want 1 day, right? But now here's where the fear kicks in. Well, what if I don't enroll that? What if I don't enroll that person? I've lost $250 today. Then you repeat that tomorrow. You have another person on the phone. Again, fictitious example. Let's just say that this is the way it works out. Every single day, you're spending $250 to get one person on the phone. Now, let's say that you have been doing this for 3 days. You have 3 phone calls, and on that third phone call, that person enrolls with you at $5,000. You have now spent $750, right? So 3 times 250, and you made $5,000. Now, that's pretty cool. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But let's look at the other example. So if you spent $250 in 10 days, you've spent $750 in 1 month because it's 10 days instead of 1 day, right? And you still have the same data, the same number of people you've spoken to, which is 3. You've enrolled 1 person, okay? So you've spent $750 in 1 month and you've made $5,000 from that one enrollment, 3 phone calls. Pretty good, right? Not too bad at all. And this is where your ambitions come in. If you're fine with that, that's cool. But if you're someone who's a maniac like I am, and you're like, I want to serve a lot of people, I would rather have those 3 phone calls in the space of 3 days or 1 day or 3 hours instead of 30 days. Because now I'm not limited to one $5,000 client per month. I'm getting one $5,000 client every 3 days. So now in the space of 30 days, I'm making every third day would be 10 paying clients at $5,000 each. That is $50,000 in revenue for, 30 times 250. I can't even do the math right now, but it's going to be about a $7,000 ad spend. Okay. So I'm spending $7,000 on ads. I'm making $50,000 in 1 month versus spending $750 and making $5,000 in 1 month. Do you see the difference there? What's the difference? The only difference is your aversion to risk, or how comfortable you are taking a little bit more of a leap. That's all it comes down to. So I share this with you because I'm not advising you to do stuff like what I just shared. I'm not saying go spend $250 per day, but I do want you to get to the point where you're spending $250 a day, $2,000 a day, $15,000 a day. I know that sounds super scary, but when you know your numbers and you get so excited by that and you have the capacity to take on more calls and clients, why would you limit your ad spend? Because you don't need a budget if you're giving Facebook $250 and they're giving you $5,000, right? And so that's a really important lesson, thinking like an investor, that I hope really sinks in for you. Because the fastest growing, largest earning companies think like investors. They don't play small, they think big. And it's okay if you're starting out, think small. It's totally fine. Start at $5 a day. Just get your feet into the water. That's totally cool. Stand in the waiting pool. That's fine. Get comfortable with the platform, Facebook specifically in this case. Look at, cool, I'm getting some metrics. I'm getting some data. Awesome. What if we spend a little bit more? What if I put another ad creative? What if we test a different audience? What if we start spending a little bit more money? Over time, and when I say over time, this could be a space of a couple weeks or a couple months. It doesn't have to be decades. You will get really good data. You'll say, this isn't working. I need to fix a few things, or this is working really well. How do I go faster? How do I spend more money on Facebook? How do I maintain my ROI? How do we scale? And this is how you can scale your business very quickly. Very quickly. You don't need to take 10 years to make $1 million. You can make $1 million a month 2-3 months from now. You really can. You can make $1 million a month starting next month. Seriously, this is how exciting this is. And what holds us back from doing that is fear. Fear that our pipeline is going to break. Fear that are the numbers really going to hold up? So I just want you to know that the possibility is think of this. Facebook has a room full of people, okay? The door is closed and they're beating down the door. You have the key to open that door a little bit and allow a few clients to come out and work with you, or you can open the door fully and create a stampede. That's the power you have when you work and partner with Facebook. Facebook is your email list. Facebook is your blog. Facebook is your YouTube channel. Facebook is everything you want behind that closed door. And you just have to give Facebook a little bit more money to access more of your clients. And that's the way I view Facebook. That's the way I view LinkedIn. That's the way I view YouTube. And as you become more seasoned in your business and you start to look at your numbers and they start making sense, you're going to think to yourself, how do I give Facebook more money? Because when I give them money, they give me more clients and more money. How do I give LinkedIn more money? Because when I do, they give me more money. It's like a slot machine. You give Facebook 10 cents, they give you $1. Like, oh my God, I'm going to do this forever. But not everyone thinks this way. They think, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to blog. I'm going to post some pictures of my butt on Instagram, but no one sees that stuff and no one enrolls as clients as a result of it. And the reason most people do that is because they think that spending money on their business is risky. But here's the thing. You can always make money back. You can always get your money back somehow. But the one thing you can never get back is your time. So if you're okay slowly but surely just kind of going along, trekking along, couple clients here, a couple clients there, making $1,000, $2,000 a month. If that's what you want to do, that's totally cool. I'm not here to judge. But if you know there's a bigger calling for you, you want to really build a brand, like something substantial. And that's the goal, that's the vision, that's what you want to do. The possibilities are at your fingertips, and you just have to be able to step a little bit more into the unknown, a little bit more into the uncertainty. But it starts with small steps, right? Take those small steps, get the data, feel more comfortable, become that detective, think like that investor, and that is how you can scale your business from 0 to hero very quickly, okay? And I'll raise my hand. Like, I am guilty of not scaling fast enough. Like, really, I'm guilty of that. I could be taking bigger risks, and that's what I'm going to be doing this year. So watch out, baby. So quick recap on some of the lessons from LinkedIn. Number 1, it's not for beginners. Number 2, you got to be very, very good with your messaging because it limits the characters to 600 instead of infinite on Facebook. And 3, it can be expensive if you don't know what you're doing. So please start on Facebook. It's easier to play there. And I don't really think for most health and fitness and wellness coaches, LinkedIn should even come into the conversation for the most part. There might be a couple of exceptions here and there. But anyways, I hope this training, the session, this podcast episode, I don't even know what I'm talking, this show has made sense for you. And I would love to know what has been most useful from today's episode. I would love to just find me on Instagram at Healthpreneur1. Just send me a DM. Like, hey man, I just listened to this episode. Like, this really huge bell went off in my head. Let me know what that is. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And for now, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of the Healthpreneur podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, here's what I'd like you to do right now. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Healthpreneur podcast on iTunes. And while you're there, leave us a rating or review. It helps us get in front of more people and change more lives. And if you're ready to start or scale your health or fitness coaching business and want to start getting in front of more people, working with them at a higher level without trading time for money, then I invite you to check out our free 7-figure health business blueprint training, totally free right now. And you can do so at healthpreneurgroup.com/training. For now, thank you so much for joining us. Continue to be great, do great, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.